Everyone, I'm so honored to be given the opportunity to give this speech today for this award that my mom is getting given. You guys know her as Kimberly Kowalski, of course. Following the years after my parents' divorce, my mom had to work very hard to get where she is today. And I want to give you guys a little bit of a background so that you can understand the rise to where she got to. You know, when I was so young, I didn't realize the amount of effort it took to raise 2 kids alone. And of course my dad was in the picture, but after winning custody, she had a lot of the responsibility on her shoulders. And now that I'm older and I've worked full time, I realize that that's a lot of work. That's a lot of work. But due to winning custody, my mom had to, of course, afford an apartment for us and a place to stay and food to put on the table. And that made her have to work 3 jobs at the time, each of which had their own challenges. The first job was Hobby Lobby, which doesn't sound hard, but in correlation with the others, you can imagine that being on your feet all the time, walking around the store, restocking things, dealing with customers who aren't always nice, can be a troublesome time, for sure. The second job was probably the hardest. It's delivering newspapers overnight. She had to hire somebody to come and sleep at the house so that she could work overnight and have newspapers delivered for us, so we had money. Which was probably terribly hard on her. And then, of course, she had to wake up and do the other 2 jobs, and it must have just been terrible. And then the last one that we have is taxes for H&R Block. Now, nobody really likes taxes, and because of that, you can imagine how angry people basically constantly were. And on the already fatigued mind of the 2 other jobs and dealing with 2 kids, that must have been a brutal job to have to undertake. But due to these sacrifices, it allowed me and my sister Caitlin to grow up in such a beautiful way. And we're so blessed to have this opportunity because of how hard she was able to work. We grew up in a duplex in Boston, which at the time was more than what we needed. It was a beautiful duplex and we had plenty of food at all times. I must have had a lot of food because I was pretty big, so she was doing something right. And I had all of the time with friends I could ever want. I was never worried about anything, and in a lot of ways, I wish I was more aware of the struggle she was going through, but she didn't want us to be. She wanted us to be bliss on how hard she was really working, and we're so grateful to be able to have that kind of privilege and to be able to grow up in a loving household no matter how much she was going through. And of course, long term, me and my sister are both now in college, pursuing our dream careers with a good financial backing due to the job that she's winning an award for today. And we are so thankful for having that opportunity. In conclusion, my mom's sacrifices were what made me and my sister the people we are today. And I'm so thankful that she was able to get this current job, which she loves, and it's been able to keep her happy. And while at the time it was hard to not always have her around, but I'm confident that sacrifice is worth it for the time that we have together now. Her current job is so flexible, and winning this award for everything that she's done is so amazing. And I hope that one day I can be half the person that she is, especially hardworking wise. Thank you guys.